I love talking about my work. I don't get enough opportunity. And also in that time of my life when I feel I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It makes a whole difference to when you don't. We don't get these avenues to speak. There's no conversation around it. So an entire decade and a half of work just goes unnoticed, or it's just in Instagram or Facebook or social media, but there's never conversations around it or why we do what we do and how. And for me, just talking about process is so interesting. I remember Kamini coming to me with the prospect of this wall, and I developed a couple of sketches, but I think she liked this one better. This is a moment where a woman's at leisure, she's quietly reading a book, playing with a cat and being one with her thoughts. And I wanted a very internal reflection of an interior space to be sort of brought outside, and where it is a moment to pause and seek comfort and self-care and bring that out in a very public space. The image is of a very dear friend of mine, and I wanted it to represent a very summery feel, a certain afternoon where you're quietly reading a book. So the importance of the sari being this really thin material, just very softly draping her, was also very essential. And to not take it away from the entire painting as well, just had to be enough. I think it's a very awkward positioning for a cat as well, but I wanted her to be holding a little hard, not really soft, and it's not in a good position where it's on the lap, it's like on the leg, so it's so that the cat doesn't fall, but she's at repose, like a really nice mode. And then you don't know if she's smirking at something she's reading or she's just happy to be in the moment and collecting her thoughts. And I just wanted to represent a woman collecting her thoughts, and that becoming an important act of self-care. I guess the first time, which is probably in 2011 or 2012, I don't remember, I was up a 20-foot ladder and I was painting, drawing a line where my nose was touching the wall. And I realized I have no idea what I'm doing, but the fact that I was atop a ladder that high made me happy. And it was such simple pleasures, and I had not derived such simple pleasures in my entire career. You make yourself, you study art, you juggle, you're hustling all the time. You want to make things that you feel are necessary and important, but the simple feeling of being suspended in air was all I needed to feel content and grounded and elated in every way. And I never stopped since then. I was always searching for bigger heights, higher moments, and a quietness while I'm up there and alone, where I can be and sort of concentrate within the hustle of a city, but yet make an interesting piece. And I felt that I could do it. But it's not like I planned it, it's more that it came to me while I was doing it. So I did not plan to do murals when I started off. It was something I felt that I could do, and I kept pursuing it as something I wanted to do. And then over the years, over a decade, it took me a decade to feel confident and come out with a language that I felt suited me, because I went from oil to acrylic, and it's a very different medium, and now I know how to treat the medium well, and now I'm more confident as to what I want to show the viewer. And it is public art. It is meant for the public. So I'm very aware of the imagery I'm putting up within the public space. And that should speak to the audience, which is a bigger motive than speaking to me. And I'm aware of the exact gesture, pause, the moment, what I want you to see as well. I'm directing your vision to it. And it's made me have more clarity within my sphere of thinking as an artist, and helped me just become very sharp. So it's a lot of internal reflection, but also public reflection as well. So I I self-published Java in 2014, but with no idea how to make books, or I've never done a comic book before. And part of it was because I started working on the streets, and then the kind of freedom you feel by doing something new, maybe that was one of the reasons I picked something like a graphic book up, and I just decided to self-publish it. I sold out, and that was kind of interesting for me, and people encouraged me, which is also something I realized is a lot nicer than, say, doing murals. With books, people have something tangible in their hands, and they can talk to you about it, they can take a bit of you with them, and that kind of provoked me in a way as to thinking as books as a medium I'd want to do till the day I die. And I had a story with me since my childhood, and I think part of it was brought up when I read God of Small Things, because it was based about these two siblings in Kerala, and in a weird way it resembled my brothers and my childhood living on a plantation in Kerala. And you don't know what to do with these stories. You have these stories, but you have no avenues to showcase them, because I wouldn't paint them. Maybe you could make an animation, but I was not equipped to do that either. So a book seemed like a very interesting module to try and express this imagery that I had in my head. So I decided, okay, I'm going to make a book about my childhood memory, and then I went on to make the second book, which is called Summer's Children, which is based on my early childhood memories of living on a plantation in Kerala, and it showcases just one summer's day. And I wanted it to be timeline, and I wanted to be time-bound in a certain way, because I only remember those summer days. And I only remember the way it felt, and how the air felt, and what we were waiting for, what we tasted. And all of those hidden things had to be there. But while I was working on how I would do it, the first book was pen and ink, and the second book I did not want it to be so stark. I wanted to look like a sepia-tinted movie. And because it was fractured memories and it was a time from the past, it had to be soft. And I developed a style of pointillism, and it took me 2 years to make this book, and it took the life out of me. But in a way, it worked, and I self-published it, and now I self-published it, and I got 1,000 copies. I have 100 left. So I'm super happy with this book as well. And now I'm working on my third book, which is about a lake. So the rendering of this book is in color pencil. And it's about a lake and the curious things that happen within it. And it's just a surreal, aerial experience of living in the proximity of a lake. And even with color pencils, I never used it post-school. So again, I come to it very humbly. I learn a new technique. Even pointillism, I never did pointillism in my life. But even with color pencil, I had to teach myself how to use it. And that is a good coming to for me. And that explains how I want to see new things, with the curiosity and lens of someone who doesn't know. And then you kind of figure out what you can do with it. Then once you are married to a medium or a style, then it's all over the place, but I will just show you images from it. Yeah, it's not. It follows a person running, a dog running, images of the lake just pre-dawn, the light, the aura, the things I remember from it, the little island in the lake, the egrets, the white. And I wanted it to be in this 9 formula panel, because sometimes I forget how much the white is important within the work. And it's something I wanted to pause and reflect on and see how much it would give the work to have these white spaces. I mean, some people look at it as windows, I look at it as white spaces. And this allowed me to work in many ways abstract, little representational, very moody. And I realized this is it. I want to make moody drawings and moody paintings. But it took all of running around the streets, publishing 2 other books to come to an idea of, I like this. I couldn't have done this 10 years ago. And just to say that this has come to being because of many events and many happenings. But again, to talk about how simply to paint, or how simply to draw, or how simply you can evocate a mood. But so this is also a learning. I did a lot of cat stencils. These are 2-layered. You can see how they're there, black and white. This I'd made for the middle room. So this is a 3-layer stencil. So this becomes 1 layer. This becomes a black layer. So you have a background layer, a black layer, and then a white layer. And you put them together, and then it turns out into a stencil. Like there's a woman holding a weapon. I mean, a hand holding a weapon, but it's a woman's hand holding a weapon. It's again a 2-layer stencil. So of the Queen Victoria, I actually show you, it's done like a bit style, pixel style. So that becomes the out like an outline. For this, if you look at it, that's an outline, no? It's just, so I will put one color, I will spray like say a gray, and then I could put black on it. So then you have 2 layers. Yeah.
But then aligning it so that...
Yeah, so there are markers, if you see there are markers. So you align it properly. So these are 2 layers. This will be a light layer and this will be, and I sometimes put a free hand for the background layer. Sometimes I don't, it's not easy to carry everything. You see, I have to fold it. It's not easy to, so this again is like a fossil. It's done, also like want to use everyday materials to cut, but it's so difficult to carry it if it's not this material. That also is done in Delhi. There I had this really nice woman walk around with me. She's a good friend, and she's like, what are people going to say? Come, I will take you. And I loved her for it, so she helped me. I don't know what you're going to find here. I miss not doing more stencil work, but I just, again, you can see there could be 1 or 2 layers. Oh, this is the moon stencil. I think I've sprayed it across cities. And it's the legendary moon stencil. There's 1 layer. That is... I haven't used it in a while. I feel sad about not using the moon. Oh, my squirrel stencil. I've been quite prolific, no? Patting myself on the shoulder. You can see how intricately it's done. I guess that's just to show you. One of my favorite stencils. I don't know, I've done it like more than a decade ago. Ah! It's almost dying. But yeah, a pig with a mohawk. Yeah, okay. I think that's it.